everyone, this is Lourdes Galang and welcome back to our training for Network Marketing for Filipinos, How to Network the Right Way. Now we're moving on to our next training, which is Presenting to Prospects. So how do we present to prospects? First, we have to know what formats for business presentation that we can use. After you have invited your prospect and they said yes, that they're going to have a look at your business opportunity, now you have to decide which formats you're going to use for your business presentation. Okay, the first one is home meeting or presentation that can be done at home. So if you've invited your family or friends and they're near to your house, then you can invite them for a home meeting. So they could go to your house and then you could explain to them the whole business opportunity or show them the products that you have while doing it at home. Now, this is really a good way because your family or friends it will be comfortable if they're at your home, and while you're presenting your business, they could look at the products that you have. Business orientation. Well, if you have business orientation that is done by your company through their offices, then you could invite them to go there, visit them. Now, if you're doing this business for full time, then you could probably be doing this, but you have to set a schedule. It's either 3 to 4 times or 2 to 3 times a week, where you could accompany someone to go and visit the office and attend the business orientation there. But if you're doing this for a part time, I wouldn't normally suggest that you'd be doing this kind of format, because if you're working from a 9 to 5 job or up to 8 o'clock or even up to 10 o'clock in the evening, there's no way that you could actually go to the office and have someone attend the business orientation. So you could use other format, like give them a link on a website. If your company has a website, then you could ask them to visit it. Or if you have your own website or your team's website, you could ask your prospects to visit that website, where there is a video there explaining about the business opportunity. So kahit nasa bahay yung prospect mo or nasaan siya, as long as there's an internet connection and they could visit the link that you've given them, they'd be able to watch the presentation and they'd be able to know more about what the business opportunity and the product is all about. So, ito yung sinasabi kong alternative for those people who are working on this business for part-time. Kasi diba mahirap naman kung after work, you're gonna go to the office, and if it's a 2 hour or 3 hours away from your office, then the reality is, how are you gonna be able to juggle it? Yeah, you could do that extra work, but if you have the technology or if you have other format that you can use that would make your life easier in doing this business, why not do it? And again, it's a process of duplicating yourself. If you are recruiting, or if you're trying to invite your office mates or people who are in your company, and then you would ask them after work to go to the office to attend the business orientation, and by the time they're already tired from work, parang wala na sila sa mood para makinig sa kung ano man yung dapat nilang pakinggan sa business orientation, do you think they'll be capable of actually making a decision to join the business? All they could think about is that, if I join this business, I have to do what she's doing. We're in after work, we're gonna go here and listen to this business orientation, and then after that, we're gonna go home late at night na. So for them, it's not the kind of system that is convenient, diba? So what you need to understand is that you have to make sure that your prospect will think that she will be confident or that she will be capable to do the business in the way that you're doing the business. So if you're doing this part-time and you just ask them to visit the website after they've come home from work, or you can ask a commitment from them when they can visit the website or watch the video at home, at least they would think na, wow, okay, so this is just what I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna ask my friends or my family or the people that I know to visit this website, watch the business presentation, and then ask later on how, what did they like best, diba? So parang ma-realize nila na ganun pa lang pala kadali yung sistema na dapat nilang kailangan gawin, versus dun sa system na ipopromote mo sa kanila na after work, we go to this, office and listen to the business orientation, get tired, and come home without even really paying attention to what you have heard about, the business opportunity or the product. Okay? So I hope you got a fair idea. Iba kasi sa full time. When you're doing it full time, you have, the whole time of the day to schedule appointments of the people who wants to attend the business orientation and sit down with them and, explain to them and ask them right there and then what they like best about, what they have heard. So it's really a matter of deciding which format will fit perfectly to you that can be duplicated within your team. You could give them a CD that they can watch or a DVD. So, pwede naman na baka wala silang internet connection at home, they could not visit the website. Then you could just pass them over a CD or a DVD that they can watch through television. Okay? So that's also one format that you can do if you're doing this part-time. Because again, when you go to work, just give them the CD, explain to them in 5 minutes what what they could expect from that CD, and get a commitment from them when they're going to be able to watch that CD or DVD. Again, it's a duplicatable system on your part, or a duplicable system on your part, because it would just be easy for them, diba? If they decide to join the business, they could get a copy of the CD or the DVD that you've given them and give it to the friends and family that they know also, and ask them to watch it. Or you could, ask them to look at the brochure or marketing materials that you have. Okay? Or you could make a phone call. So after you have invited them and they, you've been able to discuss to them, or you've been able to get a commitment from them on when you're going to give them a phone call to present to them the business, or you could even do it in Skype. Online webinar as well. You could ask them to attend an online webinar to discuss to them about the business and product. But you present to your prospect only after you have invited them. Okay, remember, you do not present when you're inviting, and you only present after you have invited them to look at your business opportunity, because in that way you have gained their interest to look at your business opportunity. So these are the formats for business presentation, and I'll be having I'll be giving you trainings on how to do this kind of business presentation in a deeper level. But this is the basic knowledge that you need to learn about business presentation. Now, the 5 things that you need to present. First is the industry. What is our industry? It's network marketing industry in the business sense. But if we're talking about product, and if we're selling health and wellness, then we're in the health and wellness industry. If we're selling beauty products, then we're in the beauty products industry. So it really depends on what kind of products you're selling. But the industry that we're in when in terms of business side, it's in network marketing industry. So you have to make them understand what network marketing industry is. And if you were able to take the basic training of network marketing, then you'd be able to present to them clearly what network marketing is all about. Remember the facts, the myths about network marketing, the advantages of network marketing. So you have to remember those so that you'll be able to present the industry very well. Okay, the next thing that you have to present is the company. Obviously, what is the name of the company, who is the owner of the company, and how stable the company is. And then the next would be products. What kind of products? Is it a health and wellness? Is it beauty products? Now, you only have to present the products in a brief, manner. You don't have to delve into explaining to them what ingredients or how is it being manufactured and all that. They could ask that from you if they're really interested about the products, and you could sit down to them and explain to them. But when you're discussing about the business presentation, you can be brief in discussing the products. And then money. Okay, how much will they be earning? Okay, the bottom line is, how much are they going to be earning if they're going to put their hard work and efforts into doing this? And training, what kind of support, and how are you going to be able to support them if they join your business. How to present. Okay. Now, there is a saying that facts tell and stories sell. So it's very important that you have powerful stories. You have to become a professional storyteller when you're in network marketing because it's the stories that sell. Diba? Remember, when if you when you were studying in elementary, high school, even up to college, teachers would often use stories to explain to you the lesson, and mas naiintindihan mo yung lesson kapag merong story na kunikwento yung teacher behind that subject. So it's also the same with network marketing business. The more people that are going to relate in this industry or in this business if you tell them stories. Kasi kahit na i-bombard mo sila about different facts of network marketing, the history of network marketing, do you think they're gonna even remember, the first year or the year that network marketing started, or who invented network marketing? Obviously not. But if you tell a powerful story, they're gonna be able to remember. Kahit siguro hindi nila ma-remember yung specific name, if they hear you telling a story about a janitor who made it into millions by doing this business, that's what they're gonna remember. You know how that janitor earned millions by getting into this business. So the first thing, okay, that you need to present is your story, and it consists of who you are, diba? What were you doing, or basically, not everything about you, but the important facts about your life, like what have you been doing? Like, have you been working before, or are you a professional doctor, dentist, or diba? Anything that would be able to explain to them who you are. So you could tell them about your family, if you're married, if you have 3 children, if you love to do scuba diving, or if you love to travel and all that, and where have you been? Okay, so like if you're already a successful network marketer, where have you been before you joined network marketing? What were you doing before? Like if you were working in this social company, or if you've been a call center agent, or if you've been a manager in a bank. So you tell them honestly, where have you been? Like if you're an OFW, like kung nagtrabaho ka sa London, nagtrabaho ka sa US, then tell them, because you never know what one of your prospects listening to you can relate to where you have been. Diba? Like if they're a previous OFW, or if they're an OFW, and if you tell them that you're a previous OFW, then they would be able to relate to you. And then something happens. So while you were working abroad, something happens that made you decide to join network marketing. What like, say for example, my story is that I previously worked in London. I was in London as a sales consultant. I was really earning a really, really good income because I was into sales. And I was earning around 200 to 300,000 a month, just working part-time, 16 hours a week. That's how big commissions were in the company that I have worked for, that they could pay you up to 1 million if you're working full-time. So I was happy with my work, but the reason why I got involved into network marketing is because I was suffering from UTI, urinary tract infection, and then I saw this show, Kabuhayang Swak na Swak, where they featured a product that I wanted to use because I saw some testimonials on how it can cure, UTI and other diseases or illnesses, and well, not really cure, but how it can help. Okay, how it can help you to get healthy. So I really wanted to get hold of the product because I was not able to go to work for almost like 2 weeks, I think, because of my UTI. And believe me, when you're in UK, when you're in London, you have to set an appointment first before you go to the doctor. So you have to call the doctor first or your clinic before you could actually see a doctor. And if there's no available appointment, man, even if you're dying in pain, they're still gonna ask you like, are you dying in pain or is it really that painful? If it's painful, go to the hospital and take the emergency. So I was really in pain at that time, and while watching, that product came out on Kabayang Soknaswak, I decided to research in the internet, and when I was able to watch a video where there were numbers to contact so that I could get hold of the product. I contacted that person, and in 2 weeks time I was able to get my product in London, and after using it I really felt better. I got well. So I just felt that I could share the product and recommend it because it was effective on me. So it will be effective for other people as well. So you see that's the importance of looking for a network marketing company that you'll be able to use or that you're going to use the product, because in that way you'll be able to recommend it because you know how effective it is. And then because it's a network marketing company, that person who I bought the product, okay, where I registered, as a distributor of that company, kept on, sending me emails that I should also try to look at the business side because it really has a good business opportunity. But at that time, I wasn't really open into doing it. And I was so negative about it. I just really wanted to use the product. That's all. I registered because I wanted to get the discount every time I purchased the product. So that was my main reason. So you see, I told you, you cannot, you'll never know the reason why these people join your network marketing business if you don't actually ask them. Because that person might just want to use the product. And that person might not really be keen into earning money because that person is actually earning really good money, just like what happened to me. I wasn't really open about it, and maybe after 6 months, of that person or that um, upline of mine kept on sending me emails about the business opportunity. Then I looked into it, I researched about it, and then maybe it was that right time where I decided that, yeah, okay, why not give it a try? Maybe I could, do it. So that was my thinking. Maybe I could do it. I didn't have the conviction yet or the commitment that, yes, I can do it and I will be successful. It just came through time. And when we decided to go back home to the Philippines, I was thinking about doing it here in the Philippines, but we were more focused into putting up our traditional business, which is the mini restaurant that failed. And the reason why I am where I am right now is because of the failure that happened in putting up the traditional business. So kung siguro hindi nag-fail yung mini restaurant namin, maybe I'm still doing, I'm still working my ass off putting up, that restaurant to be successful or making the restaurant to be successful. Kasi nung nag-fail yung mini restaurant that we put up, that was the time when I decided to go to the company. And I'm talking about, we went home here in the Philippines 2010, and it was September, and then I just decided to go to to that first network marketing company that I joined, I think by February or March of 2011. So, di ba, ang tagal. So, kahit na nandito na ako noon, and even if I tried doing, the network marketing business opportunity in London, as I've said, I wasn't really committed into doing it yet. When we got back here in the Philippines, I didn't even bother to go to the office to even, look at what my previous upline was telling me. So, it really takes, time. And as I've said, there is always a right time for one person. Now, when I attended those seminars in that network marketing company, that was when my eyes were really opened. And nung nakita ko yung sobrang dami ng tao and yung enthusiasm at energy that I saw from the people who were in that company, parang I realized, wow, this could really be a big thing, 'di ba? Parang dun ko lang na-realize sa sarili ko that, yeah, parang I'll do it. And, I'll do whatever it takes to become successful in this industry. So, andun na yung feeling ko that whatever it takes, I'll be successful in this industry. And come to think of it, that was coming from a failure in putting up, a traditional business. So, one lesson that I've learned is that if I was a failure at traditional business, then it doesn't mean that, I'll be a failure in network marketing business, diba? And even if you came from a failure, it should not stop you from searching for other options where you could be successful. And network marketing is still a business. So, hindi lang siya traditional, but it's still a business where I could, be successful, 'di ba? So, something happens, and if you tell that story of yours, it might inspire other people. You never know how your story can affect other people. Kaya, do not be afraid to share if you have been a failure or if you were unhappy with your work, because that's what made you decide to step up and decide to be part of this industry. And if you're not yet successful, if you're not in the position yet that you're really making money or big income in in the network marketing business that you have been doing, then what you can say is that here's what what it's going to do for you. So remember when I went and listened to the orientation and the trainings of that network marketing company, it opened my eyes that made me say to myself that this is it. Okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do whatever it takes, and I see myself being successful. Okay, so you can tell that within your story that this is what I know that what it's going to do for me. Parang ito yung alam ko na makakapagpabago ng buhay ko. Dapat strong yung conviction mo at naniniwala ka dun sa sinasabi mo na ito yung magagawa nito para sa akin. Matutulungan ako nito na mabili ko yung dream house ko, yung dream car ko. And the next, story that you have to tell is the company story. So you have to learn about your company. Diba, when you're looking for a network marketing company, you have to do a research about the company as well. Okay? So you have to be inspired by the stories of the owners. How did they came about in putting up the company? Parang what's the story behind it? There's always a story behind how the company was put up, and what was the reason of the owners why they put up their company. So it's also a good story that you have to present to your prospects. And then the product story, as I've said, there's always a story behind every product, 'di ba? Paano ba ang Jollibee? How did it came about? Ang Jollibee, before it became a fast food chain, or before it actually served burgers, they were actually selling ice cream at that time. And if you research about the history of Jollibee, the reason why they got into that kind of a business is because there was a failure in the first business that they put, which is the ice cream business. So nung nakita nila na medyo nag-slow yung demand para sa ice cream, that's when they started selling the burgers and introducing those different menus that they have now. So there's always story behind the products. And then number 4 is collect stories. You have to have a story library, stories that will help you handle objections. Kasi usually kapag may nag-object sa'yo, if you tell them a story and they were able to relate to that story that you've just told them, minsan dahil lang doon na-erase yung doubt nila or kung ano man yung objection na meron sila. It's like, if that person went through it and got through it, then I can also, 'di ba? Parang ganun palagi yung sistema ng utak natin, na kung siya nakaya niya, kung yung janitor na yon nakaya niya, kung yung security guard na yon nakaya niya, kung yung tricycle driver na yon he was able to be successful in the network marketing business, then I can also, 'di ba? So you have to collect success stories. And I'm sure if you've been through a lot of network marketing business orientation or seminars, 'di ba, you would often hear two or three or four testimonials from people who used the product or, were successful in the business, because that's where people are able to relate. Dahil halos lahat naman tayo, kahit pa paano makaka-relate tayo sa mga hirap na pinagdadaanan sa buhay, kung meron tayong problema sa finances or even sa work, 'di ba? Parang we can all relate to stories. So this is how you're going to present. 80% of your presentation is all about stories. Okay, you have to present testimonials, so you have to be a good collector of stories. Now remember, okay, that this business is all about action. It's all about action. Now, overthinking will get you paralyzed. So, pag nag-analyze ka ng nag-analyze how to do this, whole business and how to follow the system, the more that you get paralyzed into doing things. So, you have to get started in doing action. So, after learning about how to do the network marketing business by attending this training, then you have to put it into action. Be prolific, not perfect. Okay, don't wait until you have the perfect presentation. I've had downlines who cannot present because they don't have a PowerPoint presentation, or they don't have these materials, and so you know what, you can do away with that. It is good to be prepared, but if you keep on waiting, I would have to admit to myself na I have this, I have this obsessive compulsive thing wherein everything has to be perfect before I actually start to do something. And one thing that I've learned in doing this network marketing business is that you can actually present, you can actually close someone and make others join your business even without a PowerPoint presentation or a good, material. Again, it depends on the skills and what you and how you can present to them the business opportunity that you have that will fit within their wants and needs. So, may, di ba parang the prospect doesn't really mind that much now you don't have a perfect PowerPoint presentation, or I don't like your brochure, I don't like your material. Ang concern ng prospect mo is that how is it gonna help them? How is the product going to make them feel, and how is your business opportunity help them with their current pains and problems? So pag nasagot mo yon, kahit siguro yung brochure mo hindi ganun ka-colorful, black and white lang yan, but still if you're able to present it in a way that fits to their needs and wants and what they're really looking for, you could close it. You could close the sale. Nothing happens until you share information with other people. A lot of people, or a lot of network marketers, or those who are new, would often have this thinking, I have to attend the trainings first. Yeah, it's important for you to attend the training, but after you have attended the training, even several times, kasi some trainers would tell you, attend, this training 5 times so that you'll be more familiar with it and you'll be more equipped. But even after, even while you're attending those trainings, you have to start moving. You have to get, things started, because nothing will happen until you share the information with other people, 'di ba? I had that attitude that, oh, sige, parang I have to finish all the trainings first before I actually share it with my family and friends. And for all you know, habang nag-attend ka ng training ng paulit-ulit, yung isang friend mo, yung isang kakilala mo na recruit na ng ibang tao, because you have waited, for the time for you to finish attending the training, 'di ba? So, while you're attending the training, go ahead, share the information with other people kung ano yung natututunan mo, then take action and share it agad-agad. But when I say agad-agad, that's after you've attended the basics of network marketing, and you've already prepared yourself on what you will be doing in your network marketing business. Hindi yung pagka sign up mo, invite ka agad and without even attending this training or even without studying. That's not what I meant, okay? But you don't have to get yourself into a perfect state before you even try to do the business. So you, 'di ba, remember, you learn while you earn it. So habang natututo ka, kasi yung experiences din naman ang magiging great teacher mo eh. If you're gonna get rejected, then you're gonna first realize that what we're teaching you in the training, that you're gonna get a lot of rejections, is actually true. So that you're gonna be able to prove it to yourself, 'di ba? And then next would be successful leaders practice for months in order to be good at presentation. If you see a lot of trainers or speakers or top earners who speaks really well in front of the stage, it took them months, in order for them to be good at presentation. And for some, some top earners would even admit that they were really shy and they weren't really good at presenting, but because they got into this business, they were able to develop themselves. So lahat naman natututunan eh. Ang importante is that while you're learning, you're also earning. Para hindi ka ma-burn out, and then you're gonna tell yourself that, I quit because I wasn't earning. Baka naman kasi puro learnings ang ginawa mo. Wala nang part of action wherein you need to earn, 'di ba? So, after you have presented, you have to remember this, that the fortune is in the follow-up. It's gonna be 1 out of 5 that after you present, someone would sign up. Most of the time, some of them needs to get followed up because they're going to think about it. They have to talk with their spouse or with their family or friends, or whatever that is holding them back to actually sign up or join you in the business after you present to them. It's very important that you follow up, okay, within 24 to 48 hours. Now, the keys to follow up is that no one will follow up except you. Ikaw yung nag-present. So, don't wait for them, to go after you and ask them that, hey, do you want to ask me what did I like best with your presentation? No, you're the one who's going to ask that. Establish follow-up time before you end your conversation. So, after you end your presentation, you ask them. So, not when will I follow up with you, but you have to ask them. So, can I up on you on Tuesday or Wednesday? So you give them a definite schedule of when you should follow up with them. Follow up within 24 to 48 hours. Kasi there is what we call law of diminishing intent. After 48 hours, pwedeng yung excitement yan or yung energy niyan nawala na. Kumbaga yung momentum, wala na. Nung sobrang excited at enthusiastic siya dun sa nakita niyang opportunity, dapat ma-follow up mo agad yon. Kasi after 48 hours, pwedeng may nakausap na siyang family member na negative sa network marketing industry, or meron na siyang friend na nakausap na hindi maganda ang experience sa network marketing business. So, pwedeng mag-diminish yung intent niya to even join your team. Now, you have to channel your energy towards people in the looking zone. Huwag mo masyadong i-focus sa sarili mo doon sa mga hindi naman talaga interesado even after presentation. So, if they're not really interested, you have to remember, it's not yet their time. Now, focus your energy and your time to those people who are expressing interest, that they're already ready or willing to join your team. Okay, so there you go when it comes to presenting to prospects and following up with them. And our next training, okay, would focus on closing and handling objections.